Hey everybody, my name is Fragati, and today I wanted to talk about something somewhat interesting and pretty disturbing. So, as we know, the United States government, has been releasing more and more documents about a certain horrible, horrendous human being. That human being the very infamous businessman, if you can even call him a businessman, Jeffrey Epstein. And it's pretty disturbing, to say the least, the information that is being more and more released. And the government is releasing it slowly, even though the courts have ruled that all the documents need to be disclosed, unredacted, and released as fast as possible. The government has been slowly milking it more and more over time. And recently they submitted 3 million plus more documents about contacts and other information about Jeffrey Epstein, and it is extremely disturbing. Very, very disturbing. First of all, I want to quickly summarize for anyone who doesn't know who the hell Jeffrey Epstein is, even though, like, at this point, any person in the world, no matter if there's a language barrier or not, knows who Jeffrey Epstein is. He's a famous businessman who was in New York, was a professor for a while, and then all of a sudden became super rich super quick. Later on, people found out that he had an underground sex trafficking ring that he was allegedly using to solicit services to the rich and wealthy. And recently, he was caught fairly recently and mysteriously died in his prison cell. And for the longest time, the rich wealthy have been trying to stonewall the documents and their names being put publicly on the internet for everyone to know, whether or not they just knew him just as a horrible coincidence, or knew him in his more darker ambitions of his business. So that's pretty much everything completely simplified. So recently, DOJ submitted 3 million documents, a lot of emails, and some of those emails are ridiculously crazy, like so crazy. And the government, ironically, puts in a nice lettering, kind of take everything with what Jeffrey Epstein said with a grain of salt, because they can't really prove that what he said about some of these people on the list is true or not. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Come on. Yes, the evidence may have been destroyed, and we cannot find any of the real proof anymore, or the government's actually censoring the proof. But it's most likely is true. But we'll never know, because it's disturbing how deep the rabbit hole goes. But as we know in the documents, and these are the documents that I was able to read before I got super disgusted, Elon Musk allegedly wanted to go to the island because he wanted to be a part of the wild parties. Ironically, even Jeffrey Epstein knows that Elon Musk is a brain-dead idiot and really did not want him to go to the island. Imagine that. One of the most evil people in the history of modern age doesn't even want the brain dead businessman that's pretty much our generation's version of Thomas Edison to be invited to the degen parties. That's crazy. Wow. Another thing is it's another incident was Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew did some horrible things, which I'm not even gonna go into, because I'm not gonna state what they all did, because YouTube really has the terminology of practicing 1940s German freedom of speech. So I'm trying to really tread lightly talking about this without losing my 8-year hardworking channel that I put a lot of effort into. But Prince Andrew did some really horrendous, horrible things. Donald Trump allegedly did some horrible horrendous things. There's god awful photos of Prince Andrew. There's videos of Jeffrey Epstein doing horrible things. It's so dark. There's so many big named celebrities and businessmen and world leaders all on these emails and lists, and certain talk. Then Jeffrey Epstein also talks a lot about a certain group of people that's, starts with a J. A lot. He talks about them a lot. He even talks to a former leader of that group and talks about scrubbing that he was ever a part of their defense force, allegedly. It's really disturbing how deep the rabbit hole goes, and it's even more crazy how proactive this evil, sick, and twisted man was when it came to like his life. Because, like, for example, when you think of an evil billionaire, you think of someone who hides in the shadows, does stuff in secret, really doesn't like have a long paper trail. But this man's paper trail is so massive that he's considered one of the most recorded people of modern history. There is no one else in this world that has a larger paper trail of like history depicting his entire life than this man. Like, he is so evil. And not to also mention, he wasn't like standard billionaires. He didn't like hide in multi-million-dollar mansions and like just kind of do stuff in the shadows with private jets and stuff like that. No, he was actually like kind of, I wouldn't even say normal. I don't want to say he's normal, but he was kind of just like an internet shit poster. Like, he would go on 4chan. He would play on Xbox. He even this is the weird, crazy thing. He got banned in 2013 due to harassment and violent behavior on Xbox, and that's crazy because that was 2013, one of the eras of Xbox where it was like really how can I put it? Not friendly. So the fact that he got banned at that era shows that whatever he said is so disturbing. Like, I'm shocked, and I'm kind of wondering what the hell he said, but we'll never know. It's actually crazy how prolific and active this person was when it came to stuff. Like, even the crazier thing is he was into like a lot of stuff like FNAF and stuff like that. So you know how like when an evil person does something, immediately they like the thing that person does is going to be referenced as like his thing that he's unique for. Like, for example, Hitler. You know how Hitler had that mustache, that the toothbrush mustache, the toothbrush mustache, and Charlie Chaplin had that. No one ever uses that mustache anymore because it's synonymous with Hitler more than like the trend of the time, because it was like a big trend. It was like a big trend for people at that time to use that mustache. It's not used anymore. It's just like that. Like, now because people are starting to find out what Epstein was into, people are now targeting people who enjoy the same stuff and saying that, oh, you must be like Epstein or this and that. And it's like crazy that people are using that as a way to like some of the stuff Epstein was into was super weird, and I'm neutral when it comes to that type of stuff. Like, if you're into that type of stuff that he was into, like the furry community or the yaoi community, whatever the hell that is, as long as you're not hurting anyone and doing really, really degenerate things, I don't care. You do you. It's your life, not mine. But now people are actually comparing the people that are into those communities as Jeffrey Epstein. So like he's like, so pretty much it's become like just like the old 1940s where one evil person completely ruined it for everyone else, and you just cannot do it anymore because you're synonymous with that person. I mean, hell, even Epstein liked FNAF, which is disturbing because I like FNAF too, and now I can't look at FNAF in the same light. I mean, I'm still going to do FNAF series. I still want to play the 2nd through like 5th games. But now I kind of understand. I guess Epstein's favorite character was Purple Guy. But yeah, it's ridiculous. He was so prolifically. He wasn't like one of those stereotype rich people that kind of like doesn't do what the middle class and poor people do. No, he was like doing video games. He was a Reddit moderator pretty much. He was like just a rich, successful Reddit moderator. It's crazy. And do you want to see even more crazy now that I even think about it? He was very prolific in the video gaming. Funny enough, he had conversations with the ex Call of Duty CEO, and even was one of the people who helped to push microtransactions. In actually one of the emails, it even states, "I'm all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. You gotta love how his example for real world rewards is virtual items in games." Pablos? I don't even know who the hell Pablos is. To me, X Prize is a good idea, but key is real world rewards. Learn to read. I don't know what the hell's going on with the that right there, the equal cell phone minutes, cell phone credits, virtual items in games. Now I kind of understand why COD points is short for CP. So yeah, Jeffrey Epstein was really proactive in that. He even wanted to invest in Call of Duty, stating that the Battle Royale most likely would be a Fortnite killer. And apparently Jeffrey Epstein also played Fortnite. He even bought V-Bucks. Like, it's crazy how this guy was a gamer, and he like really infested his degeneracy and disease into the gaming industry. Like, you can kind of say that he kind of helped with pushing microtransactions in Call of Duty, a thing that everyone has hated and despised for the longest time. This man was so prolific. I'm even shocked at how active he was. He wasn't like Diddy, where, he did maybe a couple things and they really couldn't really prove it too much, like maybe 2 or 3 incidents. He was so proactive for decades. How did anyone not notice? There were so many red flags. I mean, even when the first document dump happened, where they were just taking where it was just photos of his home in New York, looking at his home, it was extremely disturbing. If any idiot tried to justify there was no red flags, we didn't know that he was into this. If you look at his home, that I mean, like, I won't be able to find the photo anymore because there's so many documents. It would take me hours upon hours to find it. But one of the photos I remember seeing of his home is he had a fake gorilla head looking down at people while you use the toilet. Who the hell decides, oh, that's great piece of art to use for a bathroom? There was even a dentist office in on his island, and there was like a bunch of creepy ass masks. Like, dude was insane. There were so many red flags even before he showed the red flags. Just the way he decorated his home and his island, the red flags were huge. The red flags were very huge. But yeah, he was very active and prolific in the gaming industry. And here's actually even a more disturbing thing. You guys know about GTA 6. The GTA 6 that's coming out this year. The one that everyone's super excited about. The one that's allegedly going to cause massive damage to the economy, because the global economy, because people are going to be calling in sick and using vacation hours to play that game. Here's how crazy this is. Epstein has a lot of documents. There was a lot of documents about Sam Houser, the former GTA lead, and the president of Rockstar, and Leslie Benezi. I think that's how I pronounce the name. They're mentioned in the Epstein files, and, well, not in a good light. So yeah, apparently they did some horrible things to kids, allegedly. And that's what it says in the records. I have to say a lot of allegedly because, like I said, we can't really prove this because Epstein kind of was a massive shit poster, but also at the same time, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. We might not be able to find the evidence, but it's pretty disturbing. And most likely very truthful. It's actually really disturbing how prolific this man was and how active he was, and he was able to get away with it for years. He has pretty much done so much damage and infected so many parts of the world with his evil. The names on the list in these recent documents are from governments, freaking governments, entertainment industries, global economies, lots of stuff. It's crazy. It's really disturbing. Like the rich. Like, I used to think that those stereotype like fake Hollywood movies where the rich are depicted as these evil people that try to get like gratification from more and more evil things because they became so rich that they became like numb to the enjoyments of normal people. And I always thought, that can't be true. That's so fake. And now that all of this is coming out, those movies were maybe just hints about what really goes on deep in the bowels of like success and fame and power and what the rich actually do. It's very, very disturbing. And I'm gonna say this right now. I read a lot of the documents. Like in the beginning, when the documents first came out, where it was just photos of his home and stuff like that, it was pretty boring. And I was like, oh, this is kind of disappointing. Most of it's redacted. So I was like, if this is all we're gonna get, so be it. Like the photos were not that bad. It was just photos of his home, photos of the island. You get a better understanding as what the hell that like central blue building was. So it was pretty much that. And I was like, okay, if that's what we're only gonna get, so be it. Like whatever. But now that these documents did come out more and I've read the emails and stuff like that, I'm a person who's seen a lot of messed up stuff in my life. I've seen a lot of horrendous, egregiously disgusting and evil things. But for once in my life, when I further read these new documents that came out, I felt so damn disturbed. I mean, I feel so damn disturbed reading those documents. Like, those documents are so disgusting. Like, the stuff that is talked about, a lot of the stuff that was talked about, I don't even think I can even talk about on YouTube, because YouTube will just destroy this channel if I even talk. This is so bad. It is so bad. I actually don't want to read the Epstein files anymore, because that's how dark it is. And if you want to go ahead and do it, go ahead, but remember to like tread very lightly, because it is so sick and disgusting. Like, when I started actually reading some of the documents, I actually got a chill in my back. I've never had that where all of a sudden, like, I feel like all of a sudden my back shakes, like I had a chill running down my spine. I've never had that happen. That was the first time. And the further I read it, I felt like I was in the room with the devil. Like, it was so, this man is so sick, evil, and twisted, and the people that also participated are as equally evil and disturbed. And the fact that they're running the world, like, now I understand perfectly why the hell many governments and many people of the rich elite have been trying to really prevent these documents from releasing, because it's showing how horrendously evil they are. And it's disturbing. If you want to read those documents, go right ahead, but like I said, tread very lightly, because even I couldn't I felt so uncomfortable. Was so angry and disturbed, and felt so disturbed. It's bad. It's really bad. That's literally all. I can't even divulge further what I mean. It's so bad. Just take what I say with a grain of salt. It's for what it's worth, and for what it's worth, even it's bad. It's so bad. It's really bad. It's actually even so bad that people are even talking about it on Twitter, and I can't even look at Twitter anymore for maybe like a week or two, because it is so bad. And as usual, because of these files coming out, I'm even more disgusted by politics because, as usual, the disgusting fascist of the left party and the brain dead cult of the right, the Republicans and the Democrats, they're using these instances of the files to try to justify why their party's the best versus the other party. And I'm absolutely disgusted and angry about that because these people are saying, like, for example, oh, look, Trump is on the list and he's talked about doing this horrendous thing to this little girl and then dumping the body, which is alleged. We still can't prove that. And like that, yeah, but also Bill Clinton did some horrible things, and apparently Epstein stated that Bill Clinton's his closest friend, and even Epstein donated money to the Democrat Party. So it's like, I'm disgusted by both of them. They're trying to use this situation, this knowledge, as a way to justify why their party's the good party versus that party's the bad party. And I'm disgusted. There's no winning. There's no winning team on this. There's no winning side on this. You sick bastards. A lot of innocent people, a lot of innocent children were had horrendously dark and evil things done to them, and you're going to use their suffering as a way to justify why your ice cream flavor of fascism is better than the other ice cream flavor of fascism. Is absolutely disgusting. You're using this as a way to try to justify why your degenerate politician who was on Epstein Island was better than that degenerate politician who was on Epstein Island. It's disgusting. You should be angry and feel some form of sympathy for the victims, not use what they suffered from as a way to bolster your political belief as the right political belief. Is disgusting. I'm sickened. This is why I don't pick political parties. Like, I definitely don't like Republicans, but I still want them in charge because I don't want Democrats in charge. They're mentally unhinged. I can't pick either side. They're both horrible, but it's like picking lesser of two evils. And as usual, also, the crazy, mentally ill conspiracy theory side of the humanity is also using these files as a way to bolster their fame, notoriety, and cult followings. They're using imagery, code words, horoscopes, numbers as a way to bolster a completely loose and BS conspiracy theory that they have, using very little to no factual proof or evidence and stating that it's true. Pretty much using this as a way to try to push away the actual truth by creating their own fake reality. And instead of telling people to look over here at our conspiracy that's like super BS and just filled with nothing but heavy rhetorical lies, misinformation, and very little to no evidence and proof. Telling people, believe this because I said it's true, because I put a bunch of numbers in a calculator. It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting. This incident has really made me hate humanity further. Like, and also, like, I cannot see a lot of stuff that I like without knowing that Epstein was involved by it, or he was on Epstein. For example, I like Pusha T. And Pusha T's even talked about in the list, in the new emails and stuff like that. And like, I liked his music. I liked Pusha T's music. I mean, some of his music's even in GTA 5, ironically. So it's and now I can't even, like, I don't even want to listen to his music anymore because of this. Like so much has been ruined because of one evil, sick man and the actions of a bunch of rich, evil people. It's disturbing. It's very disturbing. And now I kind of fully understand why the hell the government didn't want to release all this, because this is something that can destroy global economies and the infrastructure of nations. I don't know. I don't know what to say. And unfortunately, almost all the stuff that's in the emails and the newest documents is all hearsay. There's not enough evidence. There's some photos of some of the egregiously horrible human beings, but there's not enough fully evidence. It's just it's just Epstein saying he did this, she did that. There's no real proof. I mean, corpus delicti, no body, no crime. So it's like, what can you do? It's like some of these evil people might some of these evil people might get arrested and the victims might get justice, but others really might not, and the evil people that did all these horrendous things might just walk away. I mean, it's even more crazy that even Epstein was a World of Warcraft player, so it's like, I don't know, like so much stuff has now been ruined because of one man that I used to enjoy. Like I used to enjoy COD, now I can't look at COD the same way. I used to like GTA, now I can't even look at GTA the same way. Like I'm still gonna play them, but I just now think to myself, people involved in the production of this game allegedly did the horrible things to children, and also production of this game was potentially helped by a horrendously egregious human being who was selling innocence to evil people for their own nefarious purposes. All I can say is I'm done reading the Epstein files. This last dump of it was so dark and messed up that even I don't want to look at it anymore. Like, I was at first curious how evil and how deep the rabbit hole can go, but it's like Icarus. You flew too close to the sun. Like, it's dark. It's really dark. I've seen really dark stuff in my life, but even I have my limits. And for once, like I said, I had a chill in my back. I felt like the devil was in the room with me. It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, I'm sorry that everyone does kind of less of a lighthearted video of like me kind of complaining and whining about like some rich YouTuber or influencer, or me talking about a failing game. It was just something that I needed to talk about because it was like really huge news and really disturbing. Like it's disturbing how this man did so much and was so prolific in almost every part of the world when it came to entertainment, business, and even the government. It's disturbing. I feel so bad for the victims. I hope that they can someday get justice, but truthfully, when the world is all run by the same group of people, it's hard. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It's probably never gonna happen, but it's nice to hope. Okay, I have to end it here. I'll see all of you next video. See ya!